everybody, and welcome to Spiritual Discoveries with Angie and Friends. I'm excited to be here with you today. If you're coming on, say hi. We'd love to know where you're from. And we have our sound fixed, so we're happy about that. Yay. Yes. So
Yay.
I'm here today with my good friends Linda Ellson and Karen Sully. And we are here to celebrate, right, girls?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
Happy
yes.
New Year. Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year. This is an exciting thing. And hang on, I'm just going to try to get us so that we're live so we can see my personal page, Linda. Give me a second, just so
Sure.
everyone knows what I'm doing, because we want to be able to see your comments and see your questions today. So let's just talk for a second, because what we're going to do is Linda's going to guide us into a meditation for the new year. We're going to talk about the new year. Linda's going to give us a lot of good tips for the new year, right, Linda? We're excited
Absolutely.
about that, yeah. And then Linda and I are going to be doing something we've never done. We're going to be doing joint readings today too. So make sure you stay on. So hi, Dana. How are you? Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for
Hi,
joining us.
Dana.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
Thanks for joining. We appreciate it. So, okay. So I just want to read something here about Chinese New Year, Linda. Okay.
Absolutely.
So Chinese New Year, also known as Lunar New Year and Spring Festival, it began February 10th, but we're not too late to celebrate, right, Linda?
No, absolutely. It actually, I'm going to say it's a 14-day celebration. So we're about halfway through. So it is nonstop merriment.
It's
And I know a lot of
perfect. Yes,
your
perfect.
students around the Pacific Rim are still celebrating, right, Angie? For sure.
Yes, I was going to say that. I have a lot of friends in Asia, and boy, I mean, they pretty much close everything down for a week and celebrate. It's
Yeah,
like the new year is like how we are at Christmas time.
absolutely.
Yeah. Hi, Mary from Australia. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate that. I'd love that's on my bucket list to go to Australia someday for
Me
sure.
too.
So Linda, talk about that. Like, what's why do they close everything down for a week? What's so important? I mean, I know New Year is new beginnings, and I always feel that. But why is it? Talk about that to us.
Yeah, so truly it is around the Pacific Rim. The Lunar New Year is the biggest holiday of the entire year. And in that part of the world, it is the beginning of spring. So they feel that it's a part of being truly in rhythm in nature and that idea of the new beginning. So it's like, a new beginning on steroids, if you will, on
Yeah.
fireworks, right? So
Yeah.
it always begins, it's the second new moon after the winter solstice. So it's just spring, absolutely bursting. So it is, children will come home, from college, grown adults with their families will travel to be with the extended family. And really, truly, business closes down for an entire week. I think this is the first full week starting tomorrow that they will begin going back to work, but still, the background celebration. So it goes from new moon to full moon. And then full moon, it's very fitting, right? Full moon, we think about coming full circle. It's a conclusion. And then the final night of the Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year, is called the Lantern Festival. So one of the fun things to do, and we can do it, on our own too, with our family and our friends, is they light lanterns in the home, but they also light them and they release them into the sky. So those have become really popular here in the West too, those little paper lanterns that you can release and send out wishes to the universe. I mean, it can even be as simple as lighting a candle at dinner on that evening. But yeah, and fire element, wearing red, which we're all wearing our versions. Karen has the burgundy version. Angie's blending in some paisley. I went up for the straight, strong fire element, like our background and our fiery, but wood dragon for the year.
Yes,
So it's considered auspicious to wear red during this time. So it's, look on a calendar. Karen, you can probably give us that exact date. I don't have it memorized when that full moon is coming, but you wear a spice in a little bit of red every day. It could even be a little red lipstick, could even be an undergarment, little red handbag. But I will tell you, in the year of the dragon, which we are in now, it is actually considered a wood dragon. So it's a green dragon. And the dragon, a little bit of lore on the dragon is, so dragon is considered one of the most revered animals in all of the zodiac. And how the zodiac evolved, it was this, the story goes that when the Lord Buddha was about to transition into the next realm, he
Uh-huh.
summoned all of the animals of the earth to be by his side, and 12 showed up. The very first one that showed up was actually the cunning rat, and then all the other animals. So we're going to talk a little bit about today in
Yeah.
relation to feng shui showed up, and the dragon is actually the only celestial animal of all the zodiacs. So the dragon is actually considered the most revered animal, and I think it's partly, you know, part of its mysticism and magical qualities to the dragon. Some people in that Pacific Rim part of the world actually do family planning around giving birth to a dragon because it's
Oh, they
considered
do?
such good fortune to a family to have a
Ah,
dragon. But you could be friends with a dragon, invite a
yeah.
dragon, a little, you know, figurine. I have one over my shoulder today
I see
into
it.
your home. You don't have to, you know, give birth this year.
Oh,
No
okay, well,
pressure,
that's good.
people.
That's good to know. That's good to know. So we
Right,
can
Angie?
we can invite that energy into our lives either way, is what you're saying.
Well,
So
yes,
yeah,
and it's very, and I like the word invite because
yeah,
it's very important this year that we do invite the dragon in. So the chart is actually, we'd say the overall chart of the year is a little bit weaker. And the dragon in itself is such a yang, you know, energy. We talk about yin and yang, it's more masculine than feminine in its energy. So it's like we need that jump start into our homes and to welcome him in. I happen to refer to him as a him, so don't get hung up on that. That's just me. I
yeah,
always think, I mean, you can, right? We have female dragons too, and all
yes,
sorts
yeah,
of wonderful medleys, right? But I just think about that yang force really comes through. So yeah, so we can invite it, and I think we're going to lead into a little meditation. We can learn how to invite him in, but you know, some people think that the dragon energy began on the Lunar New Year, and we do. We say Happy New Year. Now, I have a lot of feng shui diehards that are joining us today, and took a big class that I taught a couple weeks ago, co-hosted with my friends here from
mhm,
Santosha.
we
And
loved it.
so, if you're in the feng shui know, then you know that February the 4th is actually always the beginning of the energetic part, the feng shui part of it. So, yeah, but it's not too late to invite the dragon in. And dragon likes to be invited and likes to make a grand entrance. And we have
Yeah,
little tips on how to keep your dragon happy today as
okay,
well.
that's good. That's good. That's good to hear.
And
So
you
so
never leave a dragon thirsty. What is that all about?
Oh, right, right. He loves orange juice, Karen.
oh, I was
Okay.
gonna ask why we have our orange juice. So we're
Well,
inviting the
So you
dragon
need to
in
invite
with our
him.
orange juice.
well, and you know what part of the orange juice is? It's considered drinking liquid gold. I think over my shoulder too, I have a bowl of mandarin oranges displayed.
Oh,
I have
me
some
too.
firecrackers in there. Don't worry, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, blow them off in my house. But again, it's an idea of boom, you know, excitement into a new year. And also from a medicinal and health standpoint. So oranges are considered symbols of gold, having gold, welcoming gold into your house and abundance. But also from a health standpoint, and dragon is in a sector where we need to do some extra supportive health. It's considered, and this is a Chinese medicine recommendation as well, that you, when you eat an orange, right, the vitamin C, rather than just like popping a pill if you're not feeling well or just to keep up your immune system, it's powerful to have it touch your throat. So what do? You eat an orange, you swallow it, it touches your throat. So a little health tip in there with
Yeah, no, I didn't
Casey
know
Abt
that. But
too.
you know what I always remember though, whenever I get a cold, my mother always said we have to get orange juice. Vitamin C is very important. So I
Yeah.
didn't know that that's where that came from. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. I see a whole bunch of our friends tuning in. Hi, Rini. Hi, Mary. Hi, Pauline. I think Lissa. Debbie. Hi, Debbie said that our sound is perfect. We're
Oh,
very
yay.
happy to hear that. We apologize for last week. I don't know, but thank goodness we have Karen. We worked on it this week, and we have good sound again. So that's good to hear.
I have an interpretation with the dragon on that one. So right, so
Yes.
dragon can be a little unpredictable to say the least. Like
Oh,
dragon is a big
wow.
creature, right? So part of it is, you have to learn how to work with the dragon, invite the dragon. Can you tame a dragon? I think you can, but also you have to know when to just go with the flow. And water is a missing element this year. And boy, did we just have to go with the flow. We had to call the broadcast and go, we'll figure it out and we'll be back. So there's wisdom for all of that this year, is that at times we should try to spend time near water, drink lots of water this year. Karen, we're going to circle back to Karen's question. What is this? You never leave a dragon thirsty. Think about it. They're fire breathing, right? They need water. Water's also missing in the chart of the year. Water is always associated with flow and with wealth. So when you place a dragon, here's my dragon, here he is, in your home, and the dragon is often seen and depicted chasing a pearl. Again, it's considered wealth. Dragons are also considered symbols of wealth and success. So it could be as simple as, and here we go. This isn't so glamorous, but your dragon could be facing towards, your kitchen sink or towards your bathroom. That's where a big water source is.
Right.
Some people, if they live on the water, will place the dragon towards the lake, towards a picture of water. Maybe you have a fountain in your home. There's many different ways to keep the dragon happy, but it's also for us, being in the year of the dragon, we also personally need to drink a lot of water. So there's always colors associated with the year. So greens and wood element. We were just admiring jewelry before we went on live, and Karen has a lovely wood necklace, right? Wearing wood elements. So she's wearing it in her personal feng shui today. I love it. And also the colors, a little bit of blue and a little bit of black this year is important, because those are considered water element colors. And I think some of you have heard us buzz on one of our previous radio shows leading up to the big energy change, that this is an extra potent Lunar New Year, because we've just entered a whole new era of feng shui called the period of 9. So it is about the fire element. It is about the sector of the south. We're going to talk about the horse being one of the premier animals over the next 20 years, no pressure horses. But the color purple, for all the purple lovers out there, is really big. And it's a color of spirituality. And I love this. Here we are on Spiritual Discoveries with Angie and Friends. And spirituality is on the rise. I don't know if you heard this, and I'm not probably going to quote it exactly right, but I saw some sort of news clip the other day. And of course, the Super Bowl was last Sunday. Yeah. And of course, the commercials are always really, really big and hot. As hot as the game, right? Everybody wants to see what the advertisers are doing.
Yeah.
And I saw a broad, and I must have, I don't want to admit that I probably fell asleep during this portion of the game or commercial, but there was a commercial about a prayer app, And they said it was the #1 rated commercial, and that the prayer app was like blowing up right after that commercial aired, and then after the game. And it was, and one of the taglines was about praying up, like, getting fueled up, getting prayed up. And I thought, if that isn't a period 9 already in motion, I don't know what is. Now remember,
that's beautiful.
It's totally beautiful. Yeah. And I forgot which, I think it was one of the Wahlbergs, right, a film actor who was kind of like the spokesperson for it. And of course, we do hear a lot of football players, again, referencing the game, being thankful to, their higher power for what they did. And, and they were openly talking about it. We've heard athletes do that before.
Yes.
Certainly. But the prayer app now, so what I was about to say was, we look at these energies, how they change in our home, how it affects us personally, but like something like a huge period shift and spirituality is on the rise. And again, I say it's just going to be enfolded into mainstream society between now. It shifted February 4th, 2024, all the way up to 2044, that people are going to be much more overt about their spirituality and not being shy about talking about their spiritual discoveries and being excited and praying up for the day. I absolutely loved it. That's so period of 9 already in global society.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know about that. And that's really, like, I think prayer apps and things like that, and connecting to our spirituality and that's how we're going to change the world, right? Like one person at a time. We can bring peace to our world if that's what we focus on. I feel.
Absolutely. And there's a whole ancient proverb around that as well. Absolutely.
Okay.
Exciting
Now,
stuff.
I just wanted to say hi, Deborah. Deborah said, "Oh, good. That is where I placed my dragon kitchen window shelf facing sink faucet." So
Right
you know,
on.
yeah, it's funny. It's funny how when you talk about that every year, and it's the color of the year. I find that for some reason, like lately, I've been wanting to get a purple bedspread, and I want a purple shower curtain. Or like all of a sudden, I'm searching for that online, and I think somehow like it's like we're drawn to those colors for a
Yeah.
reason, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I was also seeing, I mean, I don't think it had anything to do with leading into the holiday season, but remember, energy just doesn't change on a dime. But I remember, I don't watch a ton of television, but I remember like late last fall, going into like early December, like a lot of the women on the media, and I'm just saying, I mostly noticed it was women. That's why I'm calling out the women. They were wearing like a deep, rich green color. And I love green, but it's a wood dragon year, and I'm thinking, wow, like that is fascinating. And then one of my wonderful clients out there gifted me during an annual update consultation with these placemats that were red and purple, and they are amazing. And I'm like, these are so
Beautiful.
period 9. And I'll
Yeah,
tell you, local folks, she found them at Wegmans, and she's like, it's as if they knew, and
I
you'd be
know.
surprised. I mean, I work with a lot of clients. Wegmans is not one of my clients. I don't just divulge who they are, but a lot of my clients, the corporate ones, keep it behind the scenes. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the big giants out there aren't working with some,
Yeah.
energetic influencers like
Linda,
myself.
I went to the chiropractor one time, and I started noticing the way things were, and I saw PO and I saw different things. And I think I asked you later on, I think you had gone in and feng shui that the chiropractor's office,
Yeah,
and
I've done a lot of chiropractors and doctors around the Buffalo
it
area.
felt
Yeah.
fantastic in that office. It was so nice. The energy was fabulous. It was like I didn't want to leave. And I
Yeah.
started noticing that, and I thought, oh, that's why. It's
Oh,
it,
it's so important, right? And then when we go to, whether it's a wellness visit, or we have a sciatic pain, which would be dramatic. It's like, if the environment is beautiful, it doesn't need to be, over the top, but just beautiful, harmonious, peaceful. Like you said, like you don't want to leave. It puts you more at ease. And I think when you're more at ease, like even something like you said, like a chiropractic adjustment, or not being nervous, at a doctor's checkup appointment, or meeting with your herbalist, or what have you, right? Because there's many ways to the mountain, but absolutely. And I
yeah.
remember years ago, when I was a new Feng Shui practitioner, I had a new primary care physician, and they ask you what you do for a living, and I was so shy to tell someone what I did, and then I was kind of like looking around the room. And by the way, don't worry, I don't analyze every ounce of space when I'm there, but I was kept waiting for a while, so I was looking around, and I'm like, I think you need to do something different here, because that doesn't feel right. And eventually they ended up feng shuiing their whole office, and it felt amazing. It was
It makes a
awesome. Like
huge
you did want to go to the doctor.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, and if we do that right, if we enhance that energy in our homes, it makes the energy in our homes better, but also makes our lives better too, right? Because we're inviting in better energy all the way around.
Absolutely. Someone said they love going to their nail salon because they always have fresh carnations and the oranges and the offering. Absolutely,
Oh,
because part of their culture is, that's what you do around Lunar New Year time. And they know so yes, like offerings and altars too. I know a lot of you watching are into that type of stuff as well. I burned a little incense. I'm here in my office before we began to, ignite a little fire element. And part of my office is in the north, so that is one of the key elements for the year in the north. It's good for career luck. It's also good for igniting good prosperity as well. So
yeah,
it's kind of like the new year kind of enlivens and awakens all of the senses. So it's that's just one of the things. And
yeah.
and also delicious food and yummy orange juice, and meals that are, a little bit bigger and celebratory, but it's not like you have to eat Chinese food every day, right? There's many different ways to celebrate. I'll give you another little tip.
Yes.
So it's a great time of year to bring in like some spring flowers, some bulbs, one of my clients yesterday gifted me with some wonderful bulbs that I'll be planting
Oh,
this spring, and they're bright red. They're really beautiful. I
oh,
think it was the
nice.
canna flower. It was the canna flower. So I'm really
Nice.
excited about that. And I love, that's another really good thing. I was about to say, I love gardening. I'm a novice gardener, but I love gardening. But
Me too.
a wood element year is a fabulous year to garden. And you don't need to be a master gardener. Like, it could just be like, maybe this is a year that you plant some seeds, and that would be synonymous. Like, what do you want to grow for the year? And
Mhm.
every one of our sectors, according to Feng Shui, north, south, east, west, reflect different parts of our life. So I'll give you a tip. And I know a lot of you like to manifest and do vision boards. The east, which is where we have the rising sun, where we
Mhm.
have the animal sign of the rabbit. Our friend Karen here is a rabbit. This is a great spot to put a manifestation list, a board, a journal for the
Okay.
year. And all the
Oh,
rabbits out there are going to kind of go, like it's over with. But some
yeah.
of our rabbit friends, and I won't name names, knows and learn that energy just doesn't change on a dime. That little pesky rabbit wanted to hang out a little bit longer. But rabbits, pay attention. It's going to be a much better year. You have the victory star energy hopping into your chart. It's another thing. So all of us can benefit from water, but the elements to work with for rabbits, for all of you rabbits out there, it's the water element. Now, I think there's a little confusion
Linda,
sometimes. Yes.
before you get too far, we do have the document on your website about how to find out your Chinese Zodiac Animal sign. So because I know I'm a rabbit doesn't mean everyone knows that.
Yes, I have to ask a question too, though. Okay, just really
Yeah.
quick. So Karen's a rabbit, so that means she could put like that list in the east to manifest. Can I do that too? I'm a
You
tiger.
can do it too. We can all do it.
Okay.
But I want to say, like, someone like Karen, who is a rabbit, and I'll tell you how to figure out your animal
Okay.
sign in a second. It's super potent for rabbits, but we can all do that. I haven't done my list yet. I need to do that. And I'm a rooster. I happen to be a rooster. And I will be putting it kind of to marinate that list. And vision boards and goal lists are super cool. And it's
Yeah.
really fun to kind of find that list, like at the end of the year when you're like switching your feng shui again, and you're like, my God, look at my list. And half the time I find it's like, check, check, check.
Yeah.
Like this happened, this happened.
Me too. Me
It
too.
is right. It's
So
very powerful
important.
to put it on paper or to
Yeah.
collage it.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember my teacher Elaine Thomas used to say, make your list, and it's like you're sending your order out to the universe, for what you want to manifest, and writing it down is important. So I agree with you, because I'm always surprised by that too. I find the list, and you're right, check, check, check. It pretty much happened.
Yeah.
Not always in exactly the way I was thinking, right? But it
Right.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
Karen just posted on the live links how to figure out your animal sign. So your animal sign is associated with the year you were born. And a lot of us have been in, an Asian restaurant, and they have these fun placemats, and they tell you, how to figure it out. But it's according to your year. Where there tends to be some confusion are for the people born in like January or February, because every year you probably have noticed that the Lunar New Year happens at a different time each year. And it's true. However, remember, the feng shui, the energetic change always happens on February the 4th. So we say the energy, the feng shui energy, February the 4th, we name it by the
It's
animal
our
sign of the given year. Okay. But if you are born in January or up to February the 3rd, you would look it up as if you were born the year prior. Okay. So I think Karen is posting a blog article that she encouraged me to write for this broadcast, which was fun actually to do, because I'm asked this question a lot. So like, for an example, if you were born on January 31st, 1969, you might think 1969 automatically a rooster. However, you're born January 31st. So you would treat it as if you were born in 1968. And I'm hoping I'm doing this right. That would be, you were born in the year of the monkey. Okay.
You know
So
what, Linda? My birthday is January 26th. I'll say my year, 1962. So I wonder, I'm a perfect example for that because maybe I should have gone back a year also.
Karen, you want to look that up for us? So you have my secret chart. I don't even have my
I
secret
do have
chart.
the chart here.
Look
So
Angie up.
Yeah.
so if it's 1962, you think
Yeah.
it should roll back to 61 because you're
Yes, I
January?
always thought I was a year of the tiger. Maybe I'm not.
Tell us your birthday again, Angie. The date.
January 26th.
Okay, so yes, Karen, we would look at Angie the year prior.
So she would be an ox.
Oh,
1961
Angie,
are
you're
ox
an
people.
ox.
Really?
Wow.
Well, all this time I thought I was a tiger, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna like hearing the reading about the ox then and hear what it says, hear what you say, Linda, about that. So
Absolutely.
can we pull something up so people can see what they are, or do they need to go? You want them they'll go
Well,
to,
that article has it. You know what? We're not ready for this, but we could do this on the fly because that's how we do
Yeah.
things, right?
yes.
I'm
Here's
gonna
another girl. Hi, Deanna. Hi, buddy.
share.
January 20th, 1973. So she might also be previous year. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Let's see if I can share just the. This will be interesting. No, I don't think I can do it that way.
That's okay if you can't. That's okay.
No,
We'll
I
Yeah,
definitely.
you know what? We're gonna give you
yeah,
links where
we're gonna do little
where you can
readings.
look it up.
Everybody. Yeah.
I just have
Linda's-
way too many screens, but I
yeah,
don't
don't
want to
worry. Yeah,
crash
don't
the
worry.
crash.
No
the-
worries. No
We're
worries.
gonna do. In fact, we should probably do that soon.
Yeah, why don't we jump in and do it?
Yeah, we should end. We'll end with our meditation instead
Okay.
of beginning with it. Okay,
That sounds great because
yeah,
we're all
we're
excited
excited
about the
to keep
animal signs.
going.
People are putting in, I'm a horse, I'm an ox, another horse. Horse is going to be a 20-year star.
And Deanna, I'm just saying, Deanna's asking, she was born January 20th, 1973. So because it's January, she would be 1972. So we would look at the chart.
Yeah.
Okay, in 1972, just to do another live one. I'm losing track of my numbers. 1970.
I'm going to grab my chart too. Hold on.
Okay.
19.
Yes, everybody. The only time you go back is if you're born January until February 3rd. So
That's right.
like I see Pam's talking about she's born June 28th, 66. So
Right.
when we get to that, you're not going to go back a year. You're going to be
No.
for that
So
year.
66 is a horse. 1966 is a horse. Someone said, yeah, February 6, 1962. So 1962 is tiger. So because you're born 3 days after the shift, Kelly straight up knows that she's the snake. That's going to be her year next year, right after
Let me just
the
answer
dragon.
Debbie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Debbie, your current year, that's correct. So your year of the tiger, that's a good thing because I thought I was year of the tiger for a long time. So that's a good thing to be. So yeah. Oh, this is good. Everybody's kind of taking a look. That's perfect time.
So it's the current. Someone asked, it's the current year that you're born. Okay,
Yeah.
So like a rat born in 1960. Yeah, definitely a rat year, and the month you were born in September. Yeah, no question about it. It only gets questionable when it's a January, February birthday. And I will tell you, different practitioners interpret it differently. So, there is different information out there. But yes, and any baby being born this year, that's a dragon baby. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. A wood dragon baby.
Yeah.
So let's start talking.
Yeah.
Want to talk a little bit about the Zodiac, Angie? Because
yes, I think we should. So what we're going to do, everybody, is Linda's going to talk about the Zodiac, and you're going to explain what animal they are, right? And
I'm going to do it through the lens of Feng Shui. So I'm going to give you some practical tips about your own personal Feng Shui, and then some tips on what to do in the home as the animal too. So it's a little bit different. But it's through the lens of Feng Shui. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, and then I'm going to follow it up with whatever I pick up intuitively as well for you. So I won't do individual readings because I want you all to get readings. So if we do it this way, everybody gets a message.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So truly, the star of the year is the dragon because we are in the year of the dragon and it's a wood dragon year. So the wood, again, dragon is a very powerful creature associated with success. It's very loyal. It is usually the animal that is associated with the ancient, emperors and in the original origins of Feng Shui. There's a magical quality to them as well. They definitely do need water, and they are associated with the sector of the southeast. And the southeast in the Feng Shui Bagua map, which is the energetic map of how we look at your home, and we say that your whole life is mapped out throughout your physical space: north, south, east, west. And the southeast sector, we say, is the sector for wealth and prosperity. So very, very fitting that, the wealth and success symbol is associated with the wealth and success sector. But the secret sauce for those in the Feng Shui know is that in the year of the dragon, the energy is a little bit weaker for health. So the dragon in particular needs to, on a practical level, take good care of their health this year. Now, this is not to say something big is going to happen. This is just like it's like the tickle in the throat that doesn't quite go away. The big thing that the dragons need to know, and this is a tip for all of us, is you don't want to disturb the dragon, okay? So we can spend time and hang out in the southeast part of our home, but we wouldn't want to do a big renovation project. Even though I said it's a great year for gardening, I would garden around the southeast sector. I wouldn't, dig and put in a whole new rose garden this year. So the tip is for the dragon people is to make friends with the dragon and have support of the ruler of the year. So the ruler of any given year, we call the ruler of any given year in Feng Shui, we call him the Tai Sui. So it's kind of like the grand poobah of the year. And it's the ruler of the sector. So we can have the support of the southeast, meaning like have it behind our back, and we can face to, say, the northwest. Now, you might be getting a little confused about directions. You could download a free little compass app and find that out. Maybe have a little scouting compass. I think those are some of the most accurate out there.
yeah,
But yes, and so part of the health aspect with dragon, lots of opportunity, can be a great year to really achieve and to flourish. But water is also very key. Karen's right. She learned. You do not leave a dragon thirsty. So dragon people, it is a great year to spend time by water, do water activities. Even though I'm not a dragon, but we can all benefit, right? In the knowledge and the information. Remember, drink water, spend time near water. I discovered a hydro massage chair machine at my gym. And I make a point that ending my workout a little bit earlier so I can be on the hydro water therapy massage chair before I leave. And I love it because that is so, dragon. It's
I
so
want to go. I want to go. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
So the subsectors are also shared with the snake. So the snake is more is definitely not as flamboyant as the dragon. The snake is a little bit more humble than our dragon friend, but snake is very clever. Snake is very cunning. You think about them kind of like slithering in and out, but they do like to get recognition as well. They are all going to be very relieved that the rabbit year is over. Really, we're still in this changing of the guard energy. Yeah, I love it. Some of my clients feel the energy right away, and I do too at times. And then there's other times like, is it lingering? Well, this is what I usually say is when you're practicing and implementing some things in Feng Shui, it usually takes about a month to kind of gel in. And by the way, we're talking about the annual energy. So also snake, I say, take great care of your health this year as well. And you can go with the flow. So that is another tip that I want to say for the snake is, lots can happen in life, but the tip of that water element that is so important, it's going with the flow, but it's also having healthy boundaries this year. So I wanted to say was
That's
that
good.
those subsectors, like the Southeast, it's always two animals in a given sector versus the cardinal directions. When we go on to talk about the horse energy, the North, South, East, and West, it's just one single animal. So
And I-
Angie, I'm going to turn it over to you. Like, what are you
Okay.
picking up on our dragon and snake friends this
Oh,
year?
you know what I wanted to say is, can you just say the years, like to know if you're the dragon or the snake?
Karen, I've sent you my chart. Can you read that for us?
Can you read that? Yeah.
Are you talking about the wheel
You know
down here that I could bring up big?
No,
It was the chart that I
you-
gave you based on the year. It shows the animal sign. It was from my
yeah, that one.
class.
Okay,
That one.
You
yeah.
don't have to pull it up, Karen. Just say
No, she can just read it.
say no. Yeah.
She'll read the dragon years and
Yeah.
she'll read the snake
And that way
years.
you all kind of know, just in case you don't know, when you're hearing this, you'll kind of get an idea that your year of the dragon.
Do you have that,
Give
Karen?
me a minute. It's I think you sent it to me. It's the Flying Star map, right?
No, it's the one with all the years on it.
If you guys don't have
We
it,
weren't
don't.
planning on doing this, guys.
Yeah.
We were just going to
Yeah,
put it in the
yeah.
blog. But you know what? It's going to be on my website. So just
Is
listen
it
up.
the How to Find Your
Well-
Zodiac Animal?
Yeah. Well, it was a chart with all the years. I don't know. I sent it.
I know I had it too, and I don't know where I have it either.
I
Okay,
know it.
no, don't worry about it. I thought if you had it handy,
No, we don't. We weren't planning
It
on
doesn't
having it.
matter
We were
though,
just
because
gonna talk.
actually, you know what? When I'm looking at everybody here, it looks like a lot of people
It's-
know what they are. So
it
I
is
think
Okay, I bet they do.
The download for it is off the link that I provided.
yes. So you
Okay,
guys can
good.
find that out. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you're a dragon or a snake and you know that, why don't you put that in chat as Angie's about to start reading for the dragons and the
and I'll
snakes?
do. And you know what, Linda, I'm reading through. They already are, so we didn't even
Yeah.
have to do that. So bad question on my part. Sorry, you guys.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So yeah, see, and here's somebody else. I'm year of the dog. Hi, Irene. Irene is year of the pig. So they know what they are. Okay. So all right. So let me kind of connect in here quick. All right. I keep feeling a lot of forward motion. Okay, it feels like that to me a lot with dragon, and I feel the same thing with snake too. And I keep seeing like the snake and how they almost kind of slither along, and it looks like they slither along easy, like kind of quickly. And that's sort of what I see the snakes doing. Is it looks to me like it's going to be speeding up. I got to go back because I feel like it's dragon too. It almost feels to me, and if this makes sense to all of you, that I could see you almost like contemplating for a while, or maybe like over the last year or two, you kind of felt a little stuck. And what I keep seeing is a door opening very, very easily. And I see you moving forward and knowing where you're moving forward to. Because sometimes when we're a little bit stuck, it's because we are contemplating and we're trying to make up our minds which direction do we want to go in. And I keep seeing I'm getting to June. I see June very clearly, and I feel like all of a sudden we're going to get to June, sometime June, maybe July, because they're both JU months, that I feel all of a sudden you're going to say, I've been wondering about this for the last year or two. I haven't known what direction to go in, and all of a sudden there'll be clarity. You'll go, the door will open, and it'll be easy. Okay, and that's what I'm picking up on that.
Lovely.
Okay.
I see that we have some horses in the room, and the horse is associated with the sector of south. You think about in the Feng Shui Bagua and in our own homes, it's where the 12 noon sun comes in. And the horse, again, is the star for the next 20 years. It's because the horse is associated with the south sector, and this is the sector where this big period shift is. So I would say, we're certainly talking about the year, but I would say horse is at the forefront of leading the charge, if you will, in that rise of spirituality. We talk about eyes, we talk about heart health. It can be accentuating it from a beauty, and personal care standpoint as well. The thing that horse does need to know for the year is that they need to be a little bit conservative financially. Pay attention to the bottom line and their budget. You need to protect finances a little bit. It means, you know, don't leave your purse hanging out in a shopping cart as you're shopping at the grocery store. Cybersecurity as well. And but you know, it's a proud horse. It's a proud horse that's leading. I say this is a Clydesdale. This is not just, you know, a horse grazing in the pasture. So, you know, saddle up and you know, also go with the flow. It can also be a very good year for growth, and it's important. So wearing blues and greens is important for the horse as well. And particularly, it's good for all of us to have a little plant and water in the south part of our home, but particularly important for the horse. A tip for the horse, but for all of us, it's considered really potent to have a symbol of your animal sign in your home. So like for the horses out there, maybe you'd have a little figurine or a picture of a horse, or maybe you are a horseback rider, or maybe you own a horse. So a picture of you and the horse, or just the horse, you get the idea, you know, in that south sector of the
Love
home.
that. Love that. I see Year of the Horse, like as you're talking, is I keep seeing Year of the Horse stepping into your light. Okay. I always feel that when you step into your light, it's like you're stepping into your power, you know, and owning, this is who I am, and I'm proud of it. And I'm going to start speaking up, and I'm going to let people know like who I am and what's important to me. And I see you doing that in a, it feels like a leadership way, but also there's a gentleness about horse too. So I see you doing it. It feels aggressive. That's probably the wrong word. It feels like a gentle, aggressive way, you know. And I keep hearing this like almost like bravo for you. Step into your power and let yourself shine.
That's really interesting, Angie, that, you know, Spirit gave you the word power, because power is another really potent word that is associated with the period of 9. So it could be like power companies, solar power. We've heard a lot more about that, but that idea of stepping into your own personal power, or that spiritual power as well. But I think that I think the next 20 years are going to be very transformative for all of us, but for, I think for horse in particular, like I almost like a complete transformation. And I think in a very powerful and enlightened way.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love
And it's
that.
about taking action, because it's a fire element that's associated with this period of 9 as well.
Yeah.
So the next two animals that we're going to talk about are the sheep and the monkey. And the sheep and the monkey reside in the southwest part of the Bagua map. And by the way, Karen will put a link in chat. There we have a free downloadable version of the Bagua map on my website. So if you know want to join our newsletter, we'll send you a free Bagua map. So Karen will put a link on that and how to figure that out as well. We don't want to overwhelm you with too many details. So just take the information and you can do a little bit more research after the fact. But anyhow, the long-term energy of the Southwest, it's love, it's romance, it's the female head of the household. And it has the tremendous 9-star, we'd say, that has flown in the year of the dragon. So sheep, it can be a great year for love and romance, and attending very, very happy events. And, you know, sheep are known to not really get too ruffled, right? They're very, very steady animals, but it's also about playing and having fun this year and being part of that energy. It can also be a great year to potentially tap into some, you know, financial success. Maybe you, you know, sell a property and invest in something else for the future. And it's like one good thing leads to another. And we ignite that and we welcome that for all of us, but particularly the sheep with the fire element. It could be the sheep wearing a little bit more red this year, inviting some candles, turning on some lights in that area, open the blinds, open the draperies. It's a great spot for plants if you're a plant lover. And by the way, even if you're not a plant lover, we should all have at least one healthy, thriving, growing plant in our homes. And what do you have to do? You have to water a plant. Remember, water element is key.
Water's
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, the southwest sector is also shared with the playful monkey. So monkey is probably one of the happiest and most jovial and fun animals of the zodiac out there. They also have the good favor of being friends with the dragon. So it can be a very, very fortunate year for the monkey as well. And also tapping into creative endeavors and different ways of creatively having fun, and maybe, fun with your partner, whether you are in a long-term relationship and a new one, or you want to attract it. Like, go out and have fun, and then tap into having some fun in that romantic and relationship part of your life.
I love that. Actually, it's funny that you said that, because what I kept hearing as you were talking about that is relationships matter, and how important relationships are. I feel like probably to all of us, but I'm seeing that a lot for sheep and monkey. And I feel that in the romance department, okay, that feels like that's going forward. I see that pretty big, but I feel relationships all the way around, because sometimes we make changes in our lives and our relationships, friendships, relationship with family members, and anybody in our lives start to shift and change. And so I feel your focus a lot on relationships, and it feels like good, positive ones supporting you in what you're doing, or what your goals are, and doing it feels very much together. I see people holding hands. Okay. So that feels like the romance, but again, I feel relationships in general, a lot of improvement, good things there.
And we have a little bit more romance coming up when we talk about the Northwest sector, and we'll get there. So a couple people asked in chat again that they're just joining us in how to figure it out. So you figure out your zodiac sign based on the year that you are born. So it's not just to say, I'm born October 21st. We need to know the year to figure that out. Okay. So we'll be Karen earlier in the broadcast
Yeah, I'll repost
posted.
the link.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go on and talk about the rooster. So I know we have some roosters in the room. So cock-a-doodle-doo, roosters known to be, the proud animal of the zodiac, and is always kind of, moving there, moving here. And rooster needs to know that they need to set some healthier boundaries this year, particularly with the way they do their own personal self-care, and actually taking time with that, going with the flow a little bit more. They also really need to drink lots of water. Maybe I always say that, it has a little bit of a weakened health star in the West. Traditionally, if you're into symbolic feng shui, we say you could hang a wind chime, and in that sector, and specifically, we would hang a 6 hollow rod metal wind chime. And but also and I always say the universe loves symbolic gestures. So for the roosters, if you say to the universe, like, hey, I'm eating my veggies, and I did yoga this morning, and I'm going to go on the treadmill later on at the gym, or go on a walk around the neighborhood, the universe is saying, yes, rooster, very good, you're taking care of your health. But we strengthen that part for all of us in the west part of our home this year. So, hey, if it's your kitchen and you have some stainless steel appliances, and you have a sink and a dishwasher, you got it covered. Okay.
Yes.
But also for the rooster, I would say introducing and wearing a little bit, maybe more blues or blacks in your wardrobe. That's a little bit of the dragon information as well. You could wear some metal jewelry. I happen to be a rooster. I'm wearing gold hoop earrings. So I have a little black watch band on today. So you get the idea. And again, it's those cardinal directions that is just one single animal sign. Rooster probably wouldn't want to share the stage with another animal. So Angie, I'm curious, what are you picking up on roosters?
What I was picking up on rooster, as soon as you said rooster, is I keep hearing using your voice, really using your voice, and really like not standing in the background in any way at all, and not giving your opinion. So I see you giving your opinion in a positive way that's going to result in growth for you. But I also feel you doing that, like almost like leading a group. Maybe if it's at the office, that you're using your voice and saying something that's needed to be said for some time. And I see it leading to positive results, even though it might be something different than you'd have said before. But I feel energy behind you helping you do that. And maybe it's having the courage to do that. But that's what I see. I almost feel like I want to like nudge you and say, do that, use your voice. The energy's there. You're going to make a difference.
Well, Angie, I love what Spirit brought you about that and the word, talking about communications, because the West in Feng Shui is also a sector that rules communications. And also another thing that I would say to the roosters is, it's throat chakra, right? So it's like, taking good care of, the neck, right? The throat. Here in Western New
Oh,
York, it's winter.
yeah.
So, maybe like, if you don't necessarily always wear a scarf for the roosters, I would probably do the scarf, especially in the winter. And I know some people are in much warmer climates and enjoying the sunshine today. But that could be a little bit more vulnerable spot. Drink your hot tea, right? So,
Is that soothing for the throat? You know what I'm doing? I'm not rushing us, but it's 12:53, and I don't care if we go over, but maybe we should do two at a time. I never can believe how
I
fast.
know we always
I
have so
never can
much to
believe
share with
it.
you. Well, I'm
I
going to jump right
know.
in and talk about the
I
dog.
always think we have an hour. It seems like a long
I
time.
know.
You know.
I'll step on it. So dog and pig are associated with the Northwest. Someone else in the chat asked about the helpful people. Well, they reside in the helpful people sector. Okay.
Yeah.
So dog is known to be a lovable and playful. They can pretty much get along with everyone. For dog and for pig, pig is very cunning. Pig is very bright and spunky. It's great for romance, knowledge, learning. The only thing that the dog has to know is that they are opposite the energy of the dragon this year. So we call that, you're offending, the direction of the year. So the same kind of tip is that the dog can gain favor by turning their back to the southwest and facing to the northwest to have the energy support. One of my favorite little protector cards that are really good for the dragon and for the dog is something called a Tai Sui card. And Karen might put that in chat for us to take a look at. So he's kind of like the ruler of the year. So you could just put that in your wallet, put it right behind your driver's license. And but yes, hearts and flowers, rose quartz crystal in the Northwest this year, picture of you and your sweetheart, or things in pairs if you want to attract it in. And the people who are going to be really lucky in love this year are the dogs and the pigs, whether it's, reigniting, a long-term relationship or attracting it in, or maybe even falling in love with yourself all over again.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So as soon as you said dog, Linda, I saw puppies. Okay. And I kept seeing puppies and piglets too, because they can be fun too. Some people have little piglets as pets, right? So I saw fun, and how a puppy or a child even just goes out and has fun, and they sing, stand in their driveway and sing, and they don't care if they sing out of tune, and they dance. And even if they can't hold a rhythm, they just do that. And that feels to me a lot with dog and pig. Make sure you're having fun, because I feel you can have a serious side sometimes, and that's a good thing because that gets you ahead. But it's so important to be in balance and also have that fun. So I keep feeling every day, think of yourself as if I was a puppy or a baby pig, just wanting to enjoy what would be something I do today to bring that into my life. And I feel that when you do that, I see balance, and that's important too.
I'm laughing, Angie, because you use the example of puppies and baby piglets. Well, here's the deal. There's so much love and romance in the air in that sector for dogs and for piglets. Like, if you don't want to have new little puppies or new little piglets, just plan ahead. Okay. That's all I'm going to
Okay, there
say
you go.
on
There
that
you go.
subject, because it
All
really can be expansive energy for sure,
right, that's good.
And we'll leave
That's
it at
funny.
that one on that one.
Okay,
So
that's
the rat is another animal. I know we have some rats in the chat,
yeah, I've seen that.
or some people that thought they were a rat and went on to be another sign. So they're associated with the North. Again, the very first animal that arrived when Buddha called all the animals of the world. They're cunning, they're clever, they can get into all sorts of little places, right? But they can do great in business this year. It does have the waning 8 star. 8 has always been known as the star of prosperity, and it still is, but it's not quite as powerful as that tremendous new number 9, which is on the rise. So, but yes, very good for career, very good for business. We want to ground that energy. We put some gemstones or crystals there. Citrine is a great stone for that. Lighting a salt lamp. I have one in my north sector. For the rats, maybe, carrying a gemstone or two in your pant pocket or purse or bag or something like that. Getting your toes in the sand this year, grounding more, doing things like yoga can really be beneficial, and also tapping into that fire element. Maybe you'd like some of my canna flowers and plant them in your north garden this year. And it's a great spot to garden this year. And even if you're not a gardener, rats, it would be really great in the north part, even if it's like a patio that you have, if you live in a condo or something like that, or even it's a dining table. Maybe you don't have green space. Maybe it's like you treat yourself to red roses like that are over my shoulder. You get the idea. But
Yes.
rats, I expect you to have a great year for sure.
I feel, Rat Linda, I keep hearing charging forward, and that's what I see you doing, is charging forward. Like, that's enough. I'm done waiting my turn. I want to get there, and I want to do what's right for me. And I almost feel like over the last couple of years, it feels like maybe trying to figure out what's right for me. And I see where you are now, really deep inside, you know what that is. And I keep hearing like, go forward. And I'm hearing, don't take no for an answer. Okay. If you know something's right for you, if you hear the no, look in a different direction. And I feel you'll get where you want to get. Sometimes you have I see adjust a little. If the door seems closed, look to the right or left, and you'll find one that's open, and you won't have to accept that no. And I'll leave that with you. Yep.
I like that. Someone just confirmed, yes, 1985 was an ox, and we're about to talk about the ox, and Angie's now a newfound ox.
Yes, I know. I didn't know. I thought I was a tiger for all these
Yeah.
years.
Well, here's the deal. Ox and tiger share the northeast sector together, but ox comes before tiger. So we learned that the cutoff date of when Angie's birthday is in January, we had to look the year prior. So ox, interestingly enough, it was ox that was carrying the rat on his back, and then the clever rat jumped off the ox and made it to be the first in, across the race when Buddha called all the animals. So, but slow and steady wins the race for the ox. They can plod, they can climb the mountain, but don't ever underestimate or think that they are slow, because they are powerful creatures. And then tiger, right? Whoa. Tiger is also, a very brave and, hear me roar type of an animal. Tiger also really loves to spend time in water. So another tip for the tigers is spend time playing in water this year. So for the tigers and for the ox this year, and for all of us in the Northeast, this is where we have the heavenly star. So it is about tapping into the divine. I mean, Angie, this is just perfect for you. I mean, I think you're going to I'm going to give you a reading here, and all the other ox out there.
Yay,
I think this is really a year to really, take that spirituality into the next level. And this is what you do for a living. But it's also with being a helpful person, the helpful divine, but also that to others. And that's for all of us. Okay. It's like kind of like spreading the word, like, hey, do you know that there's an app where you can pray up? You get the idea. Okay.
I love it. Yeah.
All right.
I saw right away. It's funny how it comes to me as soon as you start talking, and I saw success. And I saw success with dreams, and whether that's a dream of business, or that's a dream of I have the perfect relationship, or I have the perfect vacation, whatever kinds of things your dreams are, it feels like you're very, very aligned this year with the divine. All right, like I feel I see the white light coming down, and I always feel that's what I do when I want to connect to spirit or creator, and that's what I see you doing. And it feels like if you feel doubtful, or if you feel a little worried, because I feel like I could see you worrying sometimes too. And I feel just close your eyes and imagine yourself back in that light, connecting with the divine, and you'll be right back in line with success. I see lots of success.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. And also want to say, this is a whole new year for you, tigers and ox out there. The year of the rabbit, had a little bit of challenging energy in the Northeast. So, just embrace and, let that good energy wash over you. Gemstones and crystals are great in the Northeast this year for tapping into that spirituality and grounding that. And the amethyst is a great stone for developing spirituality. It's a purple color. So that's also tapping into that period 9, as well. Someone asked if I missed horse and rabbit.
I have to throw this in quick.
Yeah.
How we were talking earlier about how you're drawn to things. I just ordered an amethyst ring, and I felt like I have to have that. And
that's perfect, Angie.
There you go. Yep. Yes. Did I miss
so
horse?
Our friend Kat asked, did I miss the horse and the rabbit? Well, you didn't miss the horse. We touched a little bit on rabbit, and we're going to conclude with rabbit right now. Okay. But I'm going to give a couple more tips and insight on the rabbit. But we did talk about that kind of before we officially got into the zodiac. So the rabbit is associated with the East. The rabbit is a spring animal, and the East is the area of health and family, and living a good, happy, healthy, long life. We use the word longevity in the East. And, the East, we've been waiting a long time for the East to awaken into being a really good sector, especially my gardeners out there. They've been like, how many containers or plants am I just going to place? When can I dig? Well, you can dig in the East. That's for all of us. And that's particularly for the rabbit. But I want to use the word dig for the rabbit. It's like you can really dig into laying the groundwork for your future prosperity. It's like the seeds that you're planting now. Remember, rabbit is a springtime animal. It's like you're planting the seeds for the future. So we touched on it earlier for rabbit, but then for all of us, it's a great spot to put, sit down with a cup of tea. Remember, tea is water element. Maybe, do a vision board. I actually would write and create my goal list, which I haven't even done myself yet for the year. Where the energy is fresh and young. And if you want to learn a little bit more about how this all works with the feng shui of the year, we have a little special offer for you. And that is, we recently taught the year of the dragon class. I taught it, and my friends here at Santosha were the wonderful co-hosts. And that class is available on demand. And so you can watch in the luxury of your own home or on a little break at work, on lunchtime, of course. But our special offer for our Lilydale audience is that you can get 10% off. And that is until the end of February. So you have a few days to act on that until we get to the end of the month. And we're also going to throw in our favorite feng shui enhancer, which is called a piao. And Karen's going to put a link in chat to what a piao is. So a piao is a little creature that is half dog and half dragon. So you got some of that dragon energy if you own a piao. And you put the piao in the Southeast this year, facing to the Southeast. So just in case you happen to disturb the energy and not even realize it, it helps to keep the energy at bay. So that's part of our offer. But kind of going back to that rabbit and that manifestation energy, like I would invite you, all of us, but particularly potent for the rabbit, to sit in the East, maybe, have a little, sip of orange juice, a cup of tea, some water, and start writing a blue or black pen and let it flow, or create the vision board in that sector. And that's where you want to keep that list or that vision board for the year. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to keep it all out in the open for everyone to see. It can be tucked in a drawer, but some of us love to see the eye on the prize. So that is our zodiac in full. Angie, did you give a little reading on the rabbits? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I'm picking something up anyway. I can't remember if we did or not. I saw abundance. It's your time for abundance and bringing a lot of abundance in your life. And we think a lot of times as abundance as financial, I see that. So it feels like if there were any challenges there, I see that getting better. But I feel like abundance is love in your life sometimes, or, just having everything you need and, finding things easily. And I feel this year is going to work very well in those areas for Year of the Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Angie, I know we ran over in time, so I'm going to give you a quick little tip on how to do your own dragon meditation to
Okay.
welcome the dragon in. Okay. We're going to honor
Yes.
everyone's time. So what you will do is, again, just get out, download a free, app for a compass on your phone, or maybe you have a really great sense of direction, but just how to identify the southeast in your home. It's that little quarter angle between where the sun rises and where the 12 noon sun is. Okay. So I invite you to wherever that is in your home to sit down in that sector. And, there's so many different ways to meditate. And whether you're an expert meditator or you just want to just say, hey, dragon, please come into my house and bless my house, you can do that too. But I would sit in that sector and I would welcome. And whether you have a little, figure of a dragon or not, like, you can bring in that essence as well. And I think, like, taking some deep breaths in and out, thinking about the dragon's breath as you're doing it too. And you're welcoming the dragon. You're asking for the dragon's blessings for the year, and to help it be a year of growth and flow for you. So it's all about intention. Okay. But it is important and it's very powerful to do so. So I hope that helps. And I hope you all have a wonderful and very happy new year. It's just begun. It is just begun.
Just begun. Happy New Year, everybody. Linda, thank you. I love doing that with you. I feel like we should come on and do that again.
That was fun. It was my first time ever doing that. So thanks for asking me to do that with you, Angie.
Yeah, it was awesome. And Karen, thank you, Karen. We'd be completely lost without you. I'm so happy that we have our sound back. Thanks for that. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We love doing this. Next week, join me Sunday at noon, and my guest is going to be international medium Bill Collar, I can't wait to talk to him. So thank you, everybody. Oh, look at that, Linda. We're getting lots of hugs and love back.
Thank you so much. We can feel it.
Everybody.
Happy New Year, everyone in the Zodiac.
Yes.
Cheers to you all.
Cheers. Yes.
Cheers.
Okay.